name is Hitesh Joshi. I am a student ambassador of Intel and currently a tech head at Intel One API. So today we'll learn about some machine learning essentials and Azure AI Studio. So first up about machine learning essentials. So basically these are the agendas for today, and we'll start with this. So, what is machine learning? Machine learning basically, everyone knows that it is a growing field, but exact definition no one knows. Very few people know. Like machine learning is making the computers, uh, giving the computers ability to learn and improve their accuracy with the data they collect from the day-to-day life. Like we are humans, and we see things and we adapt to changes. We want to enable the machines to do these things. So this is the part of machine learning. It is a sub branch of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is basically making computers smart to think, behave, and respond like humans. So, as we all know, that machine learning is a growing field, and there are many use cases of it, but majorly it is used in image recognition, natural language processing, and predictive analysis. So image recognition is basically the data we see, like we humans see through eyes, and like this is my hand. We can say, we have seen a lot of reels that there are many hand signs and other things to for girls and other people, or the mute people, which through which they can communicate. Or in case of girls and the peoples which can communicate, it is for showing that they are in danger or other things. So by the use of cameras, we can do this, and the machine can automatically detect it, and it will send the data to the concerned authorities. Natural language processing is a part of machine learning in which the computers are able to generate, understand, and give responses like humans do. Like we have all seen Chat GPT nowadays. It is a part of natural language processing. The text we give is the prompt we humans are used to communicate, but computers don't understand the language of English or any other language, any regional language or Hindi or anything. Computer can only understand language of zeros and ones, which is binary data. So this natural language processing is the part where we we can enable a small child to communicate with AI and do his things independently. And the predictive analysis, we all know, like today is at the final of a T20 World Cup, and there are many softwares which have already predicted that India's win percentage is this or South Africa's win percentage is this. So it is done through many models like regression model or decision trees. These are many things. So machine learning basically includes two concepts: learning and generating the response. So learning there are majorly three types of learnings. First is the supervised learning. So supervised learning, we give the data, and it is labeled. Labeled means that the computer knows that it is the input data and this is the output. So it will train the model accordingly, and it will generate responses like on the basis of the input response given. Like I have just clarified on that, the predictive analysis of India versus South Africa. So the computer was given the data of India's performance and South Africa's performance. and their recent matchups. Like if these players have performed this much, India will win. If these players have performed well, South Africa will win. So here we have already shown that uh, output is this on the basis of these results, and we will get the prediction. So it will be predicted like way before on other models, but majorly we use regression models and decision trees. And in supervised learning, there are many things like classification, regression, and these are used for prediction. In classification, we generally use a random forest classifier or SVM machines, which will classify anything like image or data, or like there is a basic model called wine quality prediction, and it will predict or basically it will classify the quality of wine, which will be either good or bad on the basis of some numerical data. So the second form of learning is unsupervised learning. It is basically unlabeled data. Like we give the raw data, we do not know what is input and what is output. The computer will itself decide. Generally we use supervised learning because the computers at first are not smart. They have to be trained in supervised manner, and then we provide unsupervised data for further improvement of their learning capability. So basically, unsupervised learning has majorly uses the clustering method, like the k-means clustering. We'll talk about it later. So the third form I have not mentioned, but third form is reinforced learning. Like it will take feedback from the outputs, and will provide the computer with rewards or penalties. Like there is a majorly used reinforcement learning is Q learning, and it will give rewards uh, like you score good in a test, so the teacher will praise about you in the class, and will tell everyone that this is a good child, and he scored this much in class. So that is also how the computer works. Then the third is then last agenda is the engineering. Feature engineering is, like I said, it will transform the input variables. Like we give the prediction analysis I told you about. Some players perform bad, some players perform good, but there are conditions like how will the player perform on this type of pitch, or on that type of pitch. So we have to transform it in such a way that it will be in a similar manner. Every data point is in a similar manner, and we and the computer will be able to predict on the basis of it faster and more accurately. So this is called feature engineering. Next up we have, what is machine learning? I have told you earlier. Benefits of machine learning: it will give you automation. Like automation, you have seen the self-driving cars. So self-driving cars are the part of machine learning, in which we use the image processing, part of image classification. Like Tesla have used camera sensors, so the car will move forward, and the camera will be constantly scanning the environment, and it will detect the anomalies in the road or the path, and will change the course on the basis of that. So improved decision making. So improved decision making is like weather take for example, like the weather quality, weather prediction. So before in the earlier times, weather was predicted on the basis of what we see. Like if there is a cloudy sky, people will say it will rain. But this does not depend on what is the condition right now. It depends on the conditions that are in the atmospheres. and atmosphere consists of seven layers. So the meteorological department take the data from the atmosphere on based on different sensors, and it will then use the machine learning algorithms to predict the weather more efficiently. And the third and the major of it is the robotics. You have seen robots are the part of our machine learning. So we all know that humans life is much more valuable than any other non-living thing. So uh, we can use the machine we can use machine learning to discover the places in which humans are not being able to possible, or there is a threat to human life. Like you all know about Bermuda Triangle. If you don't know, Bermuda Triangle is a space between the is a triangular space between Bermuda, Bahamas, and Costa Rica, which is in a shape of triangle, and any shape that goes into it gets disappeared, and there is no signal of it. So scientists have tried to send many of the rovers, unmanned rovers, which have given some discovery like what would be the case of it, but further improvements may uncover it. So next is the types of machine learning I have already told you about. So supervised learning algorithms, linear regression, and decision trees. These are basically the most popular algorithms we use, and these are most popular because these are easy to implement. They give a high accuracy, and in some cases like linear regression, we have to predict on only one dependent variable. But in case of decision trees, we can predict on different variables, dependent variables, and then conclude our answers to what is the best result. Unsupervised learning, this is the clustering algorithm which I told you earlier, and there's a principal component analysis which will uh, reduce the data's dimensionality, which means that the shape of the data, like the rows and columns we give in the form of numerical data, it will be small, comparatively very small, and the set of uncorrelated means that they are not related at all, and principal components mean they are essential but they are not related to each other. So like we see in the surroundings that many things, like I'm seeing in the computer behind there is a wall. There is no use of wall in terms of computer, but for further step, if we go further, we have to see that the wall has a switchboard in which from which the computer gets the power supply. The wall has the wirings, but wall and computer are not directly related, so it helps us in the feature extraction and visualization. So the next is linear regression example. So in the linear regression or any other form of machine learning, we have to prepare the data. We get the data which is raw. There is no cleaning of data, like there are many null values, or the data is corrupt at some points. So we have to ensure that the data is clean means free of any corruptness in the data, free of null values, and the complete means that it is free from null values, and formatted properly. So formatted properly means ki it should be in a form that the computer is easily able to understand, and easily able to predict on that model. So second step is the model training. It is for every other uh, model also. In model training, we generally use first the standardization of data to make the data points in such a way that they are clubbed into one form, and there is no uncertainty in the data, and make so after that we fit the model, like we give the training data and the testing data, and we fit the model accordingly. Like I show you an example first. I'll show you the example later. So this is the second second thing that, is the k-means clustering. This is the uh, model for unsupervised learning. In this, the first step is the same: data pre-processing, ensuring the data is clean, complete, and formatted for clustering algorithm. The second step is cluster initialization. The clusters are a form of data points which have similar values. Like in movie, we all have seen Netflix or use any other streaming platform. So we have seen the genre classification. Like action movies are these, comedy movies are these. So clustering basically is making same data points like the action genre of the movies into same data set called clusters, which will then be activated once we select the action genre, and it will show the results accordingly. So first, clusters are initialized by taking random centroids. Like if it is a cluster, it may have a center point from which all other things are revolving around, like a planet, like the planets are revolving around the sun. So there it is a sun, or we call it a centroid in this case, which will act as the initial point for which the clustering is happening. So the data points nearer to the cluster are clubbed together, nearer to the centroid are clubbed together to form a cluster. So then randomly, if since the randomly clustered points could not be the optimal cluster centroids, so there is another centroid reassignment within the cluster itself, so that every member can be the centroid. Next up is this getting started in machine learning. So machine learning has many libraries, uh, but major one used is this scikit-learn. It has the it is an extensive library consisting of different algorithms, like we used to compute like scikit-learn has linear regression, uh, and any other form of regression, that is uh, random forest logistic regression, and lasso regression, ridge regression. These are all form of all in the that all in this library. And for machine learning, we generally use two languages. We can do machine learning in C++ as well, but we have to use pointers and other things. And pointers are generally initialized for a single machine learning algorithm to work for about 100 to 200. So if you have to use a linear regression model, you have to declare 100 pointers for a single linear regression model, which can be done in Python by a single line called linear regression without any spaces and close brackets. And so majorly we use two languages, that is Python, the most widely used, and the second is R, single R, the alphabet R. So R is basically used for the modeling purposes. It will create models better than Python, but in Python, we get to test the model, we get to enhance the model, we get to optimize the model. So Python is basically the choice of many in this scenario. And for scikit-learn, there are many things also, like for testing we usually calculate the r squared value for regression models, or accuracy score for classification models, and these are all provided inside this scikit-learn library. And in this scikit-learn library there are also many things like standardization procedures, like standard scaler. Standard scaler is basically the scaling which will be done by data point minus the mean of all the data points divided by the standard deviation. So this is the major standardization procedure which we generally use in the probabilistic manner. And there are other standardization techniques like minimax scaler or encoding. And also encodings are also done from scikit-learn, like ordinal encoding, one hot encoding is basically in the binary form, like it will assign 0 or 1 for it. 0 is basically for data to be present, and 1 is for data, sorry, 0 is basically for data to be absent, and 1 is basically for data to be present. So learning resources of machine learning you can get from documentation, or like this session we are having, and also from YouTube lectures. And for uh, this is for the machine learning purpose. And for testing and competitions you can go to Kaggle. Kaggle is a site where we can have Kaggle is a site of data sets. It probably has all of the data set in the world, except for the non-disclosure data sets, which are generally provided through the concerned provided by the concerned authorities on the uh, signing of non-disclosure agreement. So other than that, uh, you have a wide variety of data sets in that. So there are many competitions that Kaggle hosts, and you can participate in that and build a very good portfolio regarding it. So this is the conclusion of what we have learned. For second, I will share the another. First, I'll show you the regression model. So this is basically the regression model. Basically, it is a very by the regression model. I have used many things in this. So sklearn is basically the scikit-learn I was telling you about, and I have used the deep learning regression. And here you can see I have used the sequential model for deep learning purposes. And it will regress the data. Regression is on the final variable called this open solar temperature, and list of parameters is this. I have renamed this column, these columns, which were earlier these. So this is basically the regression model. And now we'll jump into the Azure AI presentation. So this will be the today's agenda. And so what is Azure AI? Basically, Azure is a cloud platform developed by Microsoft for different purposes, like giving you the storage access, and also Microsoft recently introduced this Azure AI, which have extensive library of APIs, that Microsoft APIs are basically the models that Microsoft has already developed, but if you will develop it from scratch, it will take millions of lines of code. And the data set that Microsoft has used is huge. It is in terms of petabytes. So Microsoft has trained models and provided you with the APIs so that you don't have to worry about making that from the scratch. You can try on smaller data sets, like I told you on Kaggle, which we will get from Kaggle, and do that. So, in the Azure AI, Microsoft has provided many APIs for your purpose of fulfilling your needs, and it has basically also implemented the responsible AI principles like ethical guidelines that AI should not be used in wrongdoing. So we all know that hacking is of two types: ethical and non-ethical. Non-ethical includes phishing attacks or uh, hacking into someone's data, but Microsoft has used these practices that are ethical and are based on some guidelines. So, so Azure AI services are wide range of services like vision, image processing, language is natural language processing, and decision making is the decision making trees or irrigation models. And machine learning, it enables end-to-end machine learning life cycles for building, deploying, and managing enterprise grade AI models. So, as I told you that Microsoft has already trained the models, and it has done it for your use cases according to your use cases, what you want to do. And so, what is Azure AI? I already told you that Azure AI provides a comprehensive set of tools and services to build intelligent applications that can perceive, learn, and make decisions. So, perceive means that it sees the data points and it learns from them and then make decisions. So, Azure AI enables developers to harness the power of machine learning to create advanced predictive models and automate decision making. So, as I've shown you earlier, that uh, about my model on irrigation. So, I got some errors at the starting points until I optimized it. But Microsoft already provides you with Azure AI tools that are already trained in the advanced manner and can help you, uh, and they're already optimized first of all, so they will help you build models which are which have great accuracy, which have an advanced learning capability. So seamless integration is basically that they provide you with APIs which you can deploy in any of the models. So these are the basically services that Azure Microsoft provides. First is the machine learning. Machine learning includes the AI models which have predictive capability, and then there is cognitive services, pre-built models. Sorry, machine learning is basically the space where you can build and deploy your models according to what you need. Cognitive services are basically the pre-built models that Microsoft has already built, like the Azure AI Vision, which have uh, billions of images and can be helped in many use cases, like if you want to make a sign language detection model. Microsoft has already done that. So second is the language capability. Language is basically that I told you, natural language processing. You can make AI chatbots, and also we all use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is funded by Microsoft. Its organization is basically funded by Microsoft, OpenAI, and Microsoft has helped in development of that large language model called ChatGPT or GPT-4. So it has decision making capabilities also, like predictive analysis you can do on the pre-trained models. And the third one is the Azure bot service, which allows the developer to build and test their chatbots, like ChatGPT you have seen is a pre-trained model, but you can also build your model, your chatbots or virtual assistants, and Azure provides you with the many services that have that will be impactful on making your project. So Azure machine learning has basically three main essential things. So first is the unified machine learning lifecycle provides end-to-end platform to build, deploy, and manage enterprise grade. This end-to-end means that it will be secured. It will not be leaked by anyone. So low code or low code machine learning, like we have seen that many people use ChatGPT. Many people know, like everyone use ChatGPT nowadays. Even developers, when they get stuck, they use ChatGPT, because developing is basically a phase in which you have to learn through what mistakes you encounter. Uh, anyone can be developer which knows the basics of Python and can build implement simple machine learning algorithms. But if they get stuck, they have to opt to ChatGPT or any other uh, model, large language model, which will help them in building that thing. So, but Azure AI provide Azure machine learning module provides you with the low code or no code. Like you have to drag and drop this, and it will create a thing. So it will help in making the models faster, and it will save time, which we all know that time is money. So third thing is that it is scalable and secure. You don't have to worry about your model getting leaked, and you can also expand that model to be deployed in such a way that you can modify it in future. So cognitive services is the API ones, and vision API, intelligent image and video analysis. So this is, I guess, self-explanatory. And speech APIs is speech recognition, text to text speech, voice assistant. Like you have seen Iron Man. If anyone has not seen, it has Jarvis AI assistant, which activates on command of Jarvis, and it does everything what Tony Stark requires. Like we have seen Alexa, Google Home, and in case of Microsoft, it is Cortana, and these are all smart assistants which can help in easing of the day-to-day tasks. Like if I speak, okay Google, turn on the light, it will turn on the light for me. I don't have it on my home, but yes, it will do that if you, in case you have smart lights and smart home speakers. And that is language API, which will also do that thing for voice assistant. These two basically go together. So bot services is the part where you can build your own voice assistant or chatbots. So you have this service also. So rapid bot development, it have templates like if you are seeing Wix Studio for building websites, it has drag and drop features. You can select a rectangle and it will generate a code. So the same thing is for this service also, and you can also deploy these models. There is not there is no such thing that Microsoft will say that you cannot deploy these. It is for a personal. But yes, Azure is not free. Azure is a paid service. You have to pay for it, but it is minimal, and everyone can afford it. Uh, it is 30. It also has a 30-day free trial period. You can also try that and then buy that service. So first is the image recognition. Azure Computer Vision AI is the um, what can I say? It is the best computer vision API I have ever seen. I have seen till now. I have used it in some projects. I cannot show you right now, but as it is in a development phase and it is still under a disclosure agreement, not disclosure agreement. And the next thing is natural language processing, Azure Text Analytics. Like uh, you have seen that in social media, Instagram or Twitter, there is a policy that they will not handle any obscene comment or such thing. So Instagram deletes it right away. Twitter takes some time and analyze it, because sometimes machines can also make mistakes, because machines are not that intelligent right now. They will be intelligent in the future, but not right now. But Azure has developed it, and it has helped in analyzing it for about an accuracy of above 95%, which is greater than the current models we have right now. Uh, Next thing is getting started with Azure AI. So there's a step-by-step guide which you can have from Microsoft. I'll share the screen. So this is the Azure AI Fundamentals tutorial. You can sign in and it is free of cost. There is no payment for required for it, and you will understand these things. First is the fundamental AI concepts. You can go through it. I have already told you about it, and like I have already told you about it in the textual manner or the speech manner. There is also this. Then there is the fundamentals of machine learning. In this, they will show you the types of regression, and you also have to do some exercises. And then there is the Azure AI services. There are also exercises in this. You have to code in this, and then you will be able to pass. There is some XP, and also there is this certification, Microsoft AI Fundamentals. And if you get this, you can also become part of Microsoft's student ambassador program, and they'll send you goodies regarding that also. And this is the Azure AI Vision. It has pre-built image tagging, text extraction, and optical character recognition. This is the one of the best APIs I have ever used, and it gives the ability to analyze image, read text, and detect faces. Uh, in like this, analyze imaging and read text is also used in ChatGPT 4.0, and it also uses Microsoft's algorithms. So you can check out this, and it has a free account for first 30 days, and you also get the 200 credit. I have already used mine. 30 days, for 30 days you will get the 200 credits, and the amount of API you use will do, um, will debit that amount, and you will be able to use if you get the premium subscription. So that's all from my side.